Hello, I want to talk to you about your final assignment for this week. This will be our third video on Microsoft PowerPoint. So in this assignment, we're going to cover Chapter 4. And we're going to talk about vocabulary terms for sections 4.1 and 4.2. Do not worry about 4.3 or 4.4 yet. We'll cover that later. Today, all we're doing is 4.1 and 4.2. So, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that you need to grab some paper and something to write with. And you're going to want to take very good notes. I'm going to give you your instructions in this video. If I say you have to do it, then you should write that down. So you'll be writing down your instructions, just as you did in the last assignment. We are going to leave this in landscape mode. Before we begin anything, we want to change this boring white background to something better. We do that by going to the Design tab, and we're going to work in this ribbon here. You can change it by selecting one of these, or you can click Format Background. This is what I want you to do. I want you to click Format Background, and we're going to insert our own picture. So click on Picture and then click on Online. Just type in anything you want. I'm going to type in technology because this is a technology class. Now here by default it has Creative Commons only. I'm going to unselect that. I want to see all the options I have. So I'm looking through and I want a very light, all very light, or all very dark. I don't want to have like light and dark because then it's going to be really hard to read my text. So I'm looking for specifically a mostly light or a mostly dark background. And I think I saw one that I liked up here. That one's mostly light, so I can just use black text and it should show up just fine, and it does. And so I'm going to select everything. There's a couple ways I can select everything. I can use my mouse to select everything by dragging, or I can hit Control A if I'm in Microsoft Windows, or if I'm in Mac, I'm assuming it's going to be Command A. You select everything, go to your Home tab, make it bold so it's easier to read. And there you have it. We have our title slide. Underneath our title slide, we need an overview slide. So we're going to insert a new slide. Click under and click New, and then click the type of slide. I would say click on Title and Content, and you're going to create an overview slide. You can also name it a summary slide. You could also name it an agenda slide. And we are going to cover Chapter 4 vocabulary. Notice I put vocabulary, not vocab. Vocabulary terms. And specifically we're going to cover first, we're going to cover section 4.1, and then we're going to cover the terms in section 4.2. And then we'll wrap everything up nice and neat with a conclusion slide. Also could be called a summary slide. And that is what we're going to do in this assignment. Now if you notice, we do not have the same background here. So I'm going to go back to my original background on slide 1, and I'm going to select apply to all. And then again, I'm going to select everything, Control A, and I'm going to make it bold so I can read it easier. And now I want to insert another title slide. So I'm just going to copy and paste my original title slide because it's already formatted the way I want it to be formatted. And I'm going to change chapter 4 to section 4.1. And then I'm going to change the subtitle to 4.1 vocabulary. So what about 4.1? We're going to cover vocabulary terms. So that's how titles and subtitles work. Next, I want to insert a title and overview slide. So I'm just going to use slide 2, which is already properly formatted, and I'm going to paste it on the very bottom. And I'm going to change this to .1 vocabulary, not vocab, vocabulary terms. So my first term, vocabulary term is, and then whatever the vocabulary word is. So the first vocabulary word for section 4.1 is going to be camel case. And the reason why I wrote it out so long like this instead of just typing camel case is because I want my bullets to be at least 5 words long. So let's go back to the very beginning. We don't have bullets here. Here we have bullets. So chapter 4 vocabulary terms defined. There's my 5 words. Section 4.1 will be covered first. Section 4.2 will be covered next. We will end this PowerPoint with a conclusion or a summary slide. There, we have all our bullets are more than 5 words long. These are titles, these are subtitles. Those are not bullets. Here we have a bullet that's 5 words long. The next thing I want you to write is, I found this term on page, and then you'll write the page number. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words plus the page number would be 7 words. I found this term on page such and such. Next, I want you to write definition. And you'll write down the definition. So the definition for camel case, which is found on page 137, is going to be naming convention in which the beginning allows the file name to be That's not right. Name and convention in which, I'm going to misspell that on purpose, in which the beginning of each word and the name is capitalized. That's right. Capitalized. So you notice we have a red line here. Red line means I made a mistake. I misspelled the word which. I'm going to right click on it and it's going to give me the correct spelling of the word which. I'm going to take a close look, make sure I don't have any mistakes. I like what I see. But you might have the question, what if the definition is longer than 20 words, which would put me over my max for a bullet? I was told that I cannot have more than 20 words. I will get counted off. If I go over this max for a count. Alright, so what if you have a very long definition like this? Well, you'll still have independent clauses that you can break up. Well, what's an independent clause? It's a complete thought. So, I'm going to read this and I'm going to look for my first complete thought. Naming convention in which the beginning of each word and the name is capitalized. That's a complete thought. So, I'm going to click enter right before the next word. What if the definition is longer than 20 words, which would put me over my max for a bullet? That's another complete thought. I was told that I cannot have more than 20 words. I will get counted off if I go over this max word count. So here we had a definition that looks like close to 60 words long, and all we did was we looked at the complete thoughts and then we hit enter, so that way we could break up the definition and keep from going over the max word count. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shell and I'm going to copy and paste it, so that way I don't have to keep creating the same slide over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So all I'm going to do is copy this first slide and I'm going to see how many vocabulary terms do I have in section 4.1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I recounted just to make sure, and I do have 13 vocabulary terms. So let's go 1, copy, paste, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I have 13 slides for my 13 vocabulary terms. All I have to do is just see what it is, type in that vocabulary term there, type in the page number that I found it on, and type in the definition. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to add another title slide, because I'm going to leave 4.1, and so I'm going to copy this and paste it, and I'm going to go into 4.2. So I'm going to change 4.1 to 4.2, and I'm going to look how many vocabulary terms do I have in section 4.2. And I do believe that it is 4 words. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to need 4 slides for my 4 words. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hold this shift button down. And while holding shift, I'm going to press the up arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 slides selected. Copy them. Paste it in. Section 4.1 needs to be 4.2. And I need to change 4.1 to 4.2. 4.2. Same here. Same here. Same here. Same here. There we go. Now I have a slide for all my vocabulary words for 4.1 and for 4.2. So the last thing that I need is to copy the overview slide and paste it as the summary slide or my conclusion slide. So this is my conclusion slash summary. This is what I covered. I covered 4.1, then I covered 4.2, and now we are on this conclusion or summary slide. Once we have all these filled out, then all you have to do is file, save as, save it to the desktop, give it a name, chapter 4, 1 and 2, section 1 and 2. Vocabulary terms. Saved it to my desktop. And we can close out and submit this PowerPoint in Google Classroom. Add it as a file. And that's it.